after it was announced late last week that the Chiefs were signing the punt god, Matt Araiza, many assumed it was because they were going to get a much better deal for him than Tommy Townsend, who is not only a free agent, but last offseason signed with Drew Rosenhaus, signed him as his agent, and Drew is well known for getting his players PAID. And for much more details on the signing of Araiza, as well as his court case, the charges getting dropped, and how he landed on the Chiefs, check out this video here. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because Tom Pelissero shared on Friday that the deal Araiza signed with KC is a minimum deal with an injury split, which means no real financial risks for the Chiefs. It looks like his salary is going to be around $800,000, $795 to be exact, or very close to that, and KC can reduce his pay by 45% any weeks that he is on IR. This is about as cheap as you can get for a player of this caliber. In comparison, Tommy Townsend's contract last year was $2.6 million, and he could very well get even more in free agency this offseason. Another thing I'd like to point out about Townsend is that last year was definitely a down year for him as a punter. While he was arguably the best in the NFL in 2021 and 2022, he dropped down to 20th in net yards per punt and 24th out of 32 on percentage of punts landing inside the 20. That's a pretty big drop and may have played a role in the Chiefs potentially moving on from him. Now, several have pointed out how great Harrison Butker's season was last year and that Townsend deserves credit for helping with that as the placeholder, and I definitely agree. This is something Townsend was very good at last year and even helped snag that high snap in the Super Bowl and place it down in time for Butker to hit the Super Bowl record 57-yarder. So something we need to keep our eyes on next season is how quickly can Matt Araiza get rapport down with whoever the long snapper is, James Winchester is a free agent, along with Harrison Butker in the snap, hold, kick motion of field goals and extra points. I would argue that Butker was the team's season-long MVP last year, and his success was indeed helped by Winchester and Townsend. Before I move on, though, it's worth noting that KC could use Araiza's signing as leverage in negotiations with Townsend. Like, hey, we got this guy over here on a cheap deal, and we can use him, so would you be willing to take less money to stay here? I honestly do not think Araiza is simply leverage here, but you can't completely rule it out at the moment. Either way, if Tommy does not sign with KC once the dust settles of free agency, I hope he gets a bag, and I wish him nothing but the best with his next team aside from when they play the Chiefs.